really felt like there's some vulnerability in his play because he kept building the Mulus and the Zerglings, specifically the Zerglings, instead of getting a large macro lead. Because I really feel like, yeah, okay, he did win the match, but let's pretend Heme defends and doesn't move out with that army. Heme might have actually been economically ahead because of all of the Zerglings and all the Mulus that were produced. Granted, Heme didn't know that that's the direction that Deska was going, but at the same time, he was persistently not macroing up, which is very dangerous against any Terran.
Indeed, indeed. And I actually just downloaded the wrong thing. So it will take a moment longer if you please. Once again, of course, these are being played almost live, so the players started playing about an hour before the cast started. So we are getting these replays as the games finish.
Pseudo-live, if you will.
Indeed, indeed.
I don't know what to call that. I've realized that there's a weird problem saying live because you're not just... you can't just say, okay, live. Because the question is okay, are the casters live? Are the players live? Is it live from replays?
Yep, and I now am in the game, say/1. It looks like the map will be Empire of the Sun. An interesting choice,
Actually, I've not seen this map yet.
Oh, well, I think it was new in last season of Pro League.
Shows you how I didn't catch anything in last season of Pro League.
That's alright, that's alright. Actually, if you'll excuse me for 2 seconds, I'm just going to turn my lights on in the room.
All the mic shuffling. Always entertaining to listen to. Bring up the map now to get a good look at it. Wow,
right.
It's almost like a Tau Cross main. It looks like a combination of Fighting Spirit and Tau Cross.
Oh, that does sound pretty accurate. So, in any case, are you ready to go on Game 4?
Yes.
Alright, here we go.
I don't think this is good for Sonny at all. The lurkers. Ace! Trying to do as much damage. He's actually going for the Spore Colony. This mini position by Heme. Again!
I will make you understand.
And here we go into Game 4 between Deska and Heme, the third, fourth place match once again. I just realized actually that intro movie is for the finals. It does say Ace versus Scan, but we are doing the third, fourth place match. This is Game 4. Deska up 2-1 over Heme. He will be spawning as the Brown Zerg in the top left position. Heme spawning as the Terran, the yellow Terran in the bottom left here on Empire of the Sun.
The problem with Empire of the Sun, just looking at the map architecture, a lot like Tau Cross, you have that red line, which is basically you have to hold back the Medivac Siege Tank push, or say Medic Marine M&M Siege Tank push, and if you do not, then they establish a position over your natural expansion, you are locked in and you are dead. So the problem for Zerg becomes, well, okay, you know what they're going to do, you know what you're going to go up to, but that still provides a lot of flexibility for Terran to do a lot of other things at the same time. And let's pretend even he executes the same build we saw in Destination, and we see Vulture Mine out in the field that could be just as effective, just as devastating, getting mines out there in open field. There's lots of ramps and lots of vision artifacts where it's a little bit more difficult to just run up a ramp even with Overlords there and the Hydralisks. Point being, I like this map selection for Heme. It looks like it can be, a lot of trash talk there in chat.
I know, I'm like boxing it, highlighting the biting trash talk going down. It looks like it's going to be a 9-pool from Deska. Whoa! Wow. Think of the children. Won't you think of the children? Anyway, it looks like pretty standard build from Heme, going for the depot, and there is the barracks in the main. Not going for the barracks wall. You can, I'm just actually going to go to Deska's base to see this. You can actually build a barracks here in that little choke at your main, and I do believe it provides a link-tight wall. I'm not 100% sure, but in any case, it provides a wall that will, of course, be useful against another 5-pool. But no, Deska going for the 9-pool instead, and looks like he actually isn't saving any larva once again. That's I don't understand. Like, if you go for overpull and don't save larva, I can maybe understand that. If you go for a 9 pull and don't save larva, that just seems really weird to me. It looks like he's only going to be able to produce one set of lings off of that fast spawning pool.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I have to admit, I don't understand the pool play on the 4-player maps. This a little bit more understandable because you do have that sealable natural, but with a barrack. So, okay, maybe we saw a medic marine push and there was a barrack cut off with the natural expansion, so you need the Zerglings to just provide suitable defense. But at the same time, you can, I don't know, with lack of scouting, I still think it's worth the risk to go for a 12 hatch.
Yep.
Maybe it's just Deska's style of play, though, so I won't continue to comment further.
And we do see an extractor go down before a third hatchery, so it is going to be some kind of 2-base play coming from Deska. He has now spawned his 3rd and 4th Zergling. Gonna attack this scouting SEV. The drone's trying to block it. Doesn't quite get it. Gets it down to 20 HP. But the SEV will get a look. It will see that fast gas, so Heme is going to know that it is a 2-hatch build coming at him. It looks like he's going... Oh, he did actually go for a second barracks in that choke point. Also building a depot there. I'm not sure. Does that mean that it's not a link type wall unless there's a depot there? Or that might be what that means.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I would assume that's what that is. Looks like players complaining about lag, but luckily we're in a replay, so we will feel none of that. Now the Marine's just chilling behind this wall. So,
yeah,
oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I have to agree with your aggravation where it's, okay, if you're going 9 pool to open, at the very least you should be denying information right now. The SCVs are just having a good old time wandering inside Deska's base. Just checking out the lair tech, they're just, meandering through here, no problem whatsoever. So, yeah, that's a bit frustrating as well. We might see still a skip to link speed, but that's the thing, if you open up 9 pool, your hope is you'll get a faster lair out because you skipped link speed, but at the same time denied information because you had additional links out in open field. And currently that is not happening for Deska.
Yep.
Looks like he's also taking at the 1 o'clock base. So it looks like we are going to see some sort of 3-hatch build.
Yeah, it looks pretty much like the same thing he did last game, except going for the 9 points of the overpool, using that threat of an early link attack to take a relatively greedy third base right there. Usually that third hatchery is in the main base. So actually, once again, he's showing Heme a 2-hatch build, and in fact is going for a 3-hatch build. I do also want to note that this spawning pool is mannering the gas just slightly. If you look at that, it's not significant, but he will get gas slightly slower. From that. It's a little bit of a blunder. More of an annoyance than anything, I think.
Yeah, there's something annoying about seeing a drone do that. It's like, why are you doing that, drone? Why? That is one thing that, oh my goodness, poor SCV, trapped now, finally taken out. But I guess that pays for a life of sex, drugs, and rock and roll with the scouting lifestyle, where he's up in there, because he was hanging out forever mocking those Zerglings. And there's only so long you can mock Zerglings before they get pissed off and eventually kill you.
And it looks like it will be a 2-racks into expand, which I think is just basically a safer version of the 1-racks. Although he does have a significant marine count, so he could do put a little bit of pressure on Deska if he wanted. Deska, however, has gone for a 3-hatch lurker, no muta this time, which is interesting. The SCV did not scout that since it was only hanging out in the main, but I'm sure that once Heme has his scans out, he will scan it to see it. If he probably will even send out another SCV, I think, if he's playing safe. And we'll see that since the den is put right there at the front of the natural.
Very interesting play. So it looks like what he's going to try to do is try to utilize the high ground, low ground effect with lurkers on that corner, and just abuse the map positioning as a result to try to get those 3 bases up and established and safe as quickly as possible. But the problem is that lower ramp extremely wide, and I guess that's the decision to take the 2 o'clock where it's located, to go with perhaps a smaller lurker forced to defend it. He doesn't have to dedicate as many lurkers, but they'd be in an awkward position. Maybe you'd be able to pin an attack force in. It looks like 3 creep colonies now up on the front, so probably not going to see as heavy a dedication there. There are Marines and medics moving forward, so a bit of an investment forced, but at the same time, I feel like, Heme's going to be able to take out additional bases while he's shelled up and still macro forward. I don't think he's going to be behind macro management-wise in this match. Because usually if you're doing this, you're thinking, okay, well, I'll get a macro lead, I'll get a tech lead. But Heme doesn't look like he's having trouble with either.
Now, these lurkers are actually going to be just in time. I think if Heme goes for the bust right now, he might be able to do it. He does have 4 medics there. You do need about, or the same, or +1 number of medics compared to the number of Sunkens if you want to go for a break. So he does have enough. However, he doesn't realize this. He does scan this, and now that the lurkers are popping, he should not commit to a break. However, I think there was a very slim timing window where he might have actually been able to win there. But in any case, it looks like the game will go on. There's one creep colony going up at the third base. Any other tech? It looks like Overlord Speed is being researched once again. It's about to finish. One Lord going to scout out this Medic Marine group. A few random Marines going to the left side. I think going to look for an Overlord that is, in fact, a little bit further south. This is actually quite a smart positioning. It will spot any drops going between the Terran base and the Zerg base. And, of course, this one Ling is actually going to retake his position at the front of the Terran Natural just to spot any more units moving out.
1 o'clock base has been scouted. Sunken colonies are in production, but I don't think they're going to be in time. Marines moving up. They're getting distracted by an Overlord, however, as they bunch up, so they're going to go in piecemeal, which is devastating. 4th sunken colony now planted in production, stimming forward. The 1 sunken colony that is up is certainly going to be taken out, and now Deska in a lot of trouble. He needs to go up and provide some support, actually evacuating the drones to try to buy himself some time. He's definitely going to lose the hatchery at this stage, and some cutoff forces of Marines to, defend any sort of reinforcements that would come through. So Heme striking blood in the mid-match, able to take out this 3rd hatchery and really slow Deska down.
Yep, and if he micros these Marines properly, he will be able to get a significant number of Lurker kills. 2 Lurkers go down immediately for only a couple of Marines. He's attacking the hatchery. He needs to kill those Lings. With only Lurkers there, it's actually really hard to engage a Medic Marine group without any links to support. The Marines can just run in, snipe a Lurker, and then run right back out as you're borrowing. The hatchery does go down. Is he morphing Lings? No, he's morphing drones from those larvae. I'm not sure what the idea behind that is. One drone immediately getting sniped. The Marines still being annoying in the back. They need to get a better position. It looks like he just wanted to snipe another drone. Those few Marines that were outside the Zerg Natural do get cleaned up by some Lings. But yeah, this is a really bad spot for Deska. Is he gonna lose another Lurker? It looks like... Oh no! Heme actually sacrificing those Marines to snipe another drone. But Deska is actually rebuilding a hatchery at the top right position using one of those drones that escaped earlier.
Yeah, interesting sacrifice there. And it looks like another hatchery being built in the upper right-hand corner. I'm actually surprised that Heme didn't go for another expansion on top of this. Instead, planning 2 bunkers, was worried about a counterattack and not really keeping up with his macro in the back. It looks like he is getting some more some more barracks up. He also has a starport in production. This feels very late, considering. I guess he was spending too much time staring at that, not building SCVs. Also, earlier, it felt like that 3rd base, the building of drones, might have been a hotkey error. He's like, okay, build drones in the back of oh wait, that's my forward base. So Deska taking a 4th hatchery now to try to equalize things, because he did lose that one earlier, so going to try to go up 4 base to 2, and honestly, looking at things, he might be able to do it. Because Heme doesn't have a lot of troops to press out and be aggressive. He doesn't have an additional expansion that Deska has to worry about. And so Deska might just win this through pure macro management.
Yep, but I do think that this bunker in the back of his main plus these turrets is a very smart move. He saw Overlord Speed already finished. He remembered. Oh my goodness, the SCV scouts the drop. Oh my goodness, now Heme with a ROFL. Raffle, I see your drop. I see what you're trying to do. And it looks like Deska's actually going to go in with a fake drop. No, he's going to pull the Overlords back. But Heme had actually anticipated this, which is what I was trying to say with these turrets and the bunker. He saw the Overlord Speed. He knows that Deska likes those drops since he saw them in the first game and last game as well, I believe. But it looks like instead Deska just going into the front. There are 2 bunkers there, but there's no turret. It looks like Deska will just back up those, seeing those 2 bunkers.
Yeah, again, a weakness in Deska's mid game. He has map control. He can just hold the front door, build and just even slow play it, get Dark Swarm before he's ever facing anything significant, and then just drone up, just absolutely build crushing amounts of drones in the backfield, and he'll be A-OK currently, but instead, still trying to press forward in the attack, still trying to test the front door, and expending more Zerglings, more Lurkers. This is where he needs to pay attention and unsiege, sacrificing a couple Zerglings, still losing 2 Lurkers on top of it. And actually, maybe he could micro even with that force. But Heme getting aggressive, siege tanks moving forward alongside those Marines, realizing he took out a significant amount of Lurkers, and just feeling his bones. And let's see if he just moves up and takes that 3rd base, or if he's. I feel.
Diggity. Looks like he's dropping. So. I guess we'll have to wait for Diggity to drop. Hopefully he will be rejoining us soon. It seems like he's dropped off Skype as well. For any of you who were here last week, you will remember that Diggity does have some issues with a less than good internet.